My name is Kris Kasarska. I am a business development manager here at Norwegian Cruise Line. I help such amazing partners with us like Mallory um, to help develop their business, but also to let you know a lot about Norwegian Cruise Line. Because some of you, maybe hands up, you haven't been on Norwegian Cruise Line before, and that's what we're here tonight to talk about. Is really showcasing what we have to offer. If you like cruising or you've never been on a cruise, we're going to go through it all. So strap in. Here we go, and we're just going to do just an overview of what we're all about. I used to be a former travel advisor myself for about 5 years, so that's why I kind of got into the company. 2020, I joined the company, so great timing there. But like I said, I help support advisors like Mallory and to help them. So we're here to help you cruise. And just a little overview about us. We are a global brand. We really are the true innovators in the cruise industry. If you think about anything and everything about a cruise, from specialty dining to private islands to kids clubs to even a website, we were the first ones to do that. So we are not afraid uh, to take chances and to try new things. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and that's okay. But really, we are the true innovators in what we do. So for us, it starts with choice. I mean, you have the options of going to a complimentary restaurant, especially dining, if you want to dress up or you don't want to dress up, or if you want to, go on the race car tracks or you want to sit in the spa, that's your choice. And that's what we really give you. And that's what we call our freestyle cruising. So all of our itineraries and trips allow that for you to happen in our service. And once you come on board, really, our crew is what makes your experience the best experience possible. And then again, experience. So, because we have all these different aspects of a cruise where you can do something different every single day and come out with it with a great experience, it really helps you um, uh, when you cruise with us. And I'm not sure if anyone is an all-inclusive resorts kind of person, but this is a great way to transition into an all-inclusive type experience at sea. So that's what we're going to talk about. We really are a destination within itself. And the complimentary dining, I mean, we have ships that offer four-course meals and up to three main dining rooms. We have, from Asian fusion to impressive buffets, casual cafes, grills, grab and go. One of my favorites is the local, which is 24/7. And if you want wings, it's complimentary and you can get it late at night. If you have a cocktail or two, that's up to you, but it's really fun. Our specialty dining. Look, if you're looking to celebrate a special night, make a date on one of our specialty restaurants, this is the way to do it. Whether it be Ocean Blue, where you have this fine seafood inspired cuisine, or Le Bistro, where you can get some French fare, or my personal favorite, which is Cagney's Steakhouse, where you can literally cut a steak with a spoon. I've done it before personally. And of course, you can bring your family. I'm Italian and also Lithuanian, but my Italian really comes out because I talk with my hands, if you can't already notice. But we also have La Cucina and also Onda by Scarpetta. Um, with our um, with our kids menu, uh, kids eat free, so I mean it's all worth it. I love this picture because it really shows what it's like to dine. I mean, imagine sailing away from your destination. It's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the sun's setting. You see the mountains in the pass as you're going away, and it really does paint a picture. I've actually sat right here before, and it was fantastic. Um, but we don't have any fixed dining times. There's no assigned seating, so you don't have to sit with random people and have an awkward conversation. We've all been there if you've cruised before on other lines, but you can enjoy a burger hot off the grill. You can, you know, have a 4-course meal and a great bottle of wine. It's up to you. And you can dress up, dress down, go casual. It's up to you. So how about it? Now we have some heart pounding action. So like right there, that's Alaska, and there's a racetrack. So imagine being in
Yeah.
Alaska on a racetrack. That's pretty cool. We also have our aqua park, our laser tag, Galaxy Pavilion, which is like this 3D world that I don't even know where to begin. Whether you're fighting off dinosaurs or you're on a roller coaster through a city, it's really fun. Our sports complex, which is our largest at sea. It has over 40 different elements, and there's actually a plank that goes off the side of the ship. I'm not doing it. But if anyone wants to do it, I mean, you are tethered, like you're gonna be safe, don't worry. But we have all that on board some of our ships. And then sometimes, I think about this. When I go on vacation, I don't want to think about anything. And I also want to just relax because, with everything going on, just I want some time to myself. So maybe I go to our Mandera spa or maybe a salon. Maybe I'll get my hair cut, which is tomorrow, by the way. My beard's coming in really, really full here. But we got salt rooms, we got snow rooms. Yeah, actual snow on board in your spa room. You can get a hot stone massage. We got our Pulse Fitness Center. Get your fitness on, jogging, walking track, and of course we got plenty of pools around as well. And then some of our ships feature up to 22 bars and lounges, and they have their own unique vibe. So whether it be live music, you can join your family and friends, go to the Atrium Bar or Waves Pool Bar or Mojito Bar, Sellers Wine Bar, and my two favorites. If you ever see me on a ship, District Brew House or Maltings Whiskey Bar, that's where I will be, and much, much more. Then we also have some adult only areas. I mean, I'm sorry, the one with the kid. But sometimes you have to get away. I mean, I have a 3-year-old, and like I said, she's having full conversations with me, and sometimes it's a little too much. So we have Spice H2O and Vibe Beach Club. They're both adult only. Spice H2O is complimentary, so you can let loose and just be with adults all day. Vibe Beach Club is not complimentary, but it does sell out very quickly. So that's why it's so important to book your cruise early if that's something that you really want. It's a private retreat where you can really connect with the ocean. Even like the lounge chairs, they have like little beds, sort of, kind of. And it's, you got oversized hot tubs, chase loungers, relaxing water features, again, ideal for relaxation. So you can purchase this as soon as you book your cruise. So make sure you do that. So, of course, we have our casino. If you're gambling, the only ship that doesn't have it is the Pride of America to Hawaii, because it's a American ship, American flag ship. So it doesn't have a casino, but every other ship in our fleet does have it. And of course, we have duty free shopping, we have art galleries, and different things like that. So let's get into the fun stuff. We're going to talk about uh, two destinations. We're going to talk about the Western Caribbean and also Alaska. And the reason why I say Western Caribbean, because this is specific, is hey, New Orleans cruising. Let's talk about it, right? So we just launched, or we had launched the summer of 2026, and we got the Escape. And the Escape, y'all are looking for new ships. Well, we're gonna give you some new ships, right? The Escape is still one of my favorite ships. She was built in 2015, I believe, but we refurbished her, and she is as gorgeous as she was when she first came out. So she's going to be doing 7-day round trip sailings to the Western Caribbean from New Orleans between January 4th to May 10th in 2026. It hits destinations like Cozumel, Costa Maya, Harvest Key, and Roatan. I'll talk about Harvest Key in just a second because, hey, what's that random new port that you're going to. Well, we'll talk about that. So then we also have for 2026 the Escape. Again, she is doing um, two 14-night sailings, and it's going not only to the Western Caribbean but also South America. So you get the same stops at the 7-night, but you also add Ocho Rios in Jamaica, Grand Cayman, Cartagena in Colombia, Colon in Panama, and Puerto Limon. So those are amazing options if you want, if you have some extra time. I mean, why not? So then we also
And
have
for
our
those,
returns of,
oops,
oh,
sorry,
no,
Kris, for
no,
those who are in New Orleans, that first sailing is over Mardi Gras for 2026. So if you want to be like me and skip out on Mardi Gras, that 14-day cruise, if you're still working, has that Mardi Gras holiday in there. Or if you just want to skip town, it's a good long cruise to
what,
do.
no one wants to go to Mardi Gras?
I mean, it depends on the year. This year I skipped it. Next year I'm going.
Well, so let's put my wife, she had a conference and it was in New Orleans and it was at the Hyatt Regency right next to the
Uh-huh.
stadium. And like literally she was like, it was so chaotic. So I could understand a vacation, especially when you're having a conference during that time. So no, that's a good thought and thanks for pointing that out. The only time I've been in New Orleans was in the airport. I've never actually been there. So
We're gonna
uh
get you
and
out here one
and
day.
I guess I don't even count that as being in New Orleans. So we'll go there. But yeah, this 14-day is really unique, definitely different for sure. So if you have the time to do it, definitely put that in your schedule for sure. And then look at this gem of a ship. This is Norwegian Prima. I've literally spent about 6 weeks on board this ship, not in a row, but in general. And actually, to be honest with you, I was on the ship this past Friday. Yes, last week. So she is immaculate. She is beautiful as the first day I stepped on board. Literally as I was touring the ship, because I was touring the ship for some travel advisors at the time, and they were pulling plastic off of brand new furniture. So, like, this is the investment that we make in our ships. And because, and I mean, she's brand new. Now, that's New York, if you can't tell, but could you imagine leaving New Orleans on a brand new ship? Just saying. So,
You don't get that
she's,
on the competitors. I can
I'm
say
just,
that. You can't say that.
I'm just saying.
You
So,
don't. This is
it's
the
actually,
newest ship out of
it's,
New Orleans.
I mean, you want it, we're bringing it to you. So, and she's in Galveston right now. So,
Mhm.
Texas wanted a new ship, we gave them a new ship. New Orleans wanted a new ship, hey, we gave you a new ship. So we pretty much moved Prima to New Orleans, and her sister ship, the newest one of Prima, which we'll get a little bit into in just a second, will be going out of Galveston. So you have two options. So if you want to go out of New Orleans, great. If you want to go out of Galveston, that's also an opportunity as well. But this is the first time Prima is visiting New Orleans. So she'll be home porting there. The first day is November 15, 2026. She'll be doing 20 round trip New Orleans, Western Caribbean sailings from November 2026 to March of 2027. So it seems far away, but the again, the further out that you book, the better deals that you're gonna get. And you can talk to Mallory with that because I know she's got some special things, and that's our partnership together. We give special deals and things like that. So just take a look at that, and yeah, it's a brand new ship, and that's what I'm gonna get into, Prima. So I want to bring this up. This is just an overview. We already talked about um, we we talked about most of the amenities that you're going to get with us from the beginning. From well, we didn't talk about kids club, and there is kids club. So We have, I mean, trust me, I know because of my kid. But we got guppies from, and I'll just mention real quick, from 6 to 3 years old. As long as they're potty trained, they're good to go. After 3 years old to 12 years old, that's our Splash Academy. And then from 13 to 17, that's our entourage. So if you have any kids, I mean, we're family friendly. We talked about the restaurants, the bars. We haven't talked about entertainment, but maybe we'll get into that. Starbucks coffee. I like Starbucks. So these are all things that are part of our Prima and Prima Plus. This ship right now, literally today, we just took the keys to it. So that's why I wanted to show it. This is our brand new baby, Norwegian Aqua. This is the Prima Plus. So it's a little bit bigger than Prima, but it's got the same vibe and everything else that Prima does. And you can see Prima was built in 2022. So here we are.
Yeah.
So you all have a brand new ship. And just to go a little bit further into it, to give you a feel of what Prima is and what it is and why we created it, it's really to push the boundaries in space service design, a variety of different experiences, and it really exceeds other cruise lines. And we have a lot of new things on there, but it really comes down to space. This ship is all about space, so it's actually the if I'm not mistaken, it is the most spacious new cruise ship in the contemporary and premium cruise categories. So it's a big ship. There's a lot of people. However, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of people, which is I like personally. And because of that, our service ratio is nearly 2 guests for every one crew member. So, like I said, the crew is really what makes the experience that much better, and you will see them all around. Um, just the thoughtful design. I mean, this is designed by world class architects, and the Prima class is all built in Italy, so you'll see a lot of Italian, again, Italian features on board. Prima actually means first in Italian. This whole art that you'll see, it's a little bit different between each ship. But this one is by an artist named Pita. He's an Italian artist. Hey, look at that. But there's a lot of curves in the ship, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And then the experience. I mean,
We have a quick question, Kris.
go ahead.
Does the Prima and Prima Plus have the Haven, and what is the Haven?
Ooh, that's a really good question. And absolutely, 100% yes. Actually, the Haven. So, for those who don't know what the Haven is, it is our most luxurious, well appointed, and spacious accommodations on board our ship. It varies between ship and ship, but this is the one that you want to be on. Okay. Remember when I was saying they were literally ripping plastic off of the furniture? This is where I first saw it in the Haven. Okay. But this is exclusive area just for our Haven guests. This is our more well-appointed guests, and basically, this is your ship within a ship. So you have your own private bar, private restaurant, private pool, private hot tubs, private everything. So you don't even have to leave this area. You have concierge. You got 24-hour butler service. So if they want to mix you a martini while drawing you a bubble bath, that's okay. um and it's this, but what's unique about this particular ship, okay, is that it's all in one area. Some of our other ships, the Haven's a little bit spread out. Like we will have like our breakaway plus class ships and breakaway ships, we'll have the Haven and the Haven area, and that's located in the front of the ship, okay. But we also have Haven staterooms that are, say, at the back of the ship, so they don't have immediate access to just the Haven lounge. They have key card access, but it's not right there. This ship in particular, it's all right there. All you actually have your own private elevator where you can go up into the Haven. So you just swipe your key card and it takes you up. No one else can get in there. Even it's hard for me to get in there. So, um, I mean, somehow I got it last week, so we're good on that. But yeah, it's just a really incredible experience. And if you're looking for that, especially say you have cruised with our sister brands like Oceania and Regent. If you're looking for that luxury experience, but you want to bring like a multi-generational family, your kids, their grandkids, so on and so forth, this is a really great opportunity for you because you get that luxury experience, but you can go see a Broadway show. You can go see them on the racetrack, or if you want to do the racetrack, have at it. So that's what's really great about the Haven, and I highly recommend it. No doubt, for sure. Great
Thanks for
question.
answering that.
No, absolutely. So yeah, Prima is coming to you. Just Hudson's. This is our complimentary restaurant. Look how elegant and quaint it is. It wraps around to you, so you have 270 degrees. I mean, it's really amazing. We have our indulge food hall. It's got 11 different eateries on board. Literally, you order from an iPad. The food comes out in 2 minutes, and trust me, if I can eat there every single night, I would. That's one of my favorites. And then, of course, we have Ocean Boulevard. If you've ever seen a deck that jets out so far from the middle of the ship, I mean, we're talking, this is probably a good 70 feet, 60 feet. I used to be an umpire. So 60 foot or 60 feet and a quarter inches. But it's that far out. So it's really cool. And then we have our transformal theater, which is really fun. So, but anywho, that's a brand new ship coming to you. So, I just
Yes.
want to highlight again, Western Caribbean. It has all these different ports that you're going to. If you've never been to the Western Caribbean before, it really has some very unique features and different uh, places that you can go to from like Grand Cayman. You can go to 7 Mile Beach. You can snorkel with the turtles, or we'll get into Harvest Can in just a second, but you can see the ancient ruins in Roatan, and I mean Cozumel is Cozumel. There's so much to do. Whether you're sipping a cocktail at Senior Frogs, or you can go to one of the main beaches there. There's just many much to do, but what I want to talk about is Harvest Key. So this is actually one of our private and premier island destinations. This is in Belize. Okay. So you get to immerse yourself in the natural beauty and culture of the 75-acre oasis. What I love about it, my wife and I went there 2, 3 years ago, it was on breakaway, is that they have this expansive pool with a swim up bar. I think it's like 25,000 square feet. It's pretty big. It's got a saltwater lagoon for water sports. We got a 7 acre beach and exciting shore excursions, from zip lining, which literally the beach, you'll be in the ocean and there's a zip line just going across. So like people will be like, yeah, like, so it's pretty cool. Snorkeling, because again, we're talking about the second largest barrier reef. And this island actually has it's really cool. It has this um I don't know exactly what to call it. Like it's like a sanctuary, just like different plants and uh, animals. It's really cool. The ecology, I guess, is the best way to put it. But it's really cool to take a look. It's got some cabanas right here, so if you want something a little bit more private, right on the beach with some pristine water and sand, that's the way to do it. Okay, so we got the fun in the sun. Now let's make our way to Alaska, which I'm really excited about because I went to Alaska for the first time last year. You would think I've been talking about Alaska for all my life, um, but it was just an incredible experience, and I'll actually show you some pictures from my own experience. So But why Alaska with us? Well, our ships are custom built. From the waterfront, this is the waterfront right here. Actually, underneath here, you can't see it, but it has heated like things. If you've ever been to like a driving range or any outdoor venue that has those heated elements, it's all throughout this entire deck here. Our observation lounge, which I'll show you a picture of what that looks like, our thermal suite. I mean, you get all these different ways to save your and get these picture perfect views. And yeah, I'll talk about the observation lounge because that's probably the best feature about our ships is doing that. We got five ships going there, 4 departure ports ranging from 5 to 16 days, depending on your length. Me personally, if you have never been to Alaska and you have the opportunity to do what's called a cruise tour, I would highly recommend it. That goes deep into the wilderness of Alaska, where you really see like the snow-capped mountains, the majestic glaciers, the bears, which I'll actually show you a picture of a bear a little bit later on. But yeah, if you have the opportunity to do that cruise tour, definitely take it. And we have different options depending on your timing. We can go northbound, we can go southbound, which means northbound you would take the cruise, then take the cruise tour, or southbound where you would do the cruise tour, then take the cruise. Me personally, I would prefer the southbound. So you got a lot of short excursions and it's very intensive for the cruise tour. And that way you can go on the cruise and kind of just relax a little bit. That's just my 2 cents. So,
It's a
and
quicker flight to get home.
that too.
That's
Yeah, and
what
also,
everybody wants.
so when you go to Fairbanks, that's the ending or starting point. When you go to Fairbanks, I mean, your flight will probably come in around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So just saying. So yes, quicker flight home. I agree. Um, got Glacier Bay Park Rangers, which is super cool. I'll talk about that just a little bit more later on. And we made a huge investment. Also, Encore. Oh, that's what I wanted to show, but I didn't put it in here. If you had the opportunity to see our Norwegian Encore, she was built in 2019, but we just refurbished her. And I mean, we're talking like brand new ship. Even my coworker she was all about it. That's my favorite ship. That's the ship that I have taken my personal family on. So, she's beautiful. Bliss is beautiful as well. But we also have IC Straight Point. So if you have the opportunity to go there, it's actually a vehicle-free zone. And we have this new wilderness landing, and it provides additional forest and beach areas for our visitors to explore. It actually has this new speed, what's it called? Transporter gondola. So you actually have easier access to go to all the different places. It's known for its historic salmon cannery that dates back, I want to say like 19 it was a long time ago. I want to say like
And so many
1911 or
bears.
12. I can't remember, but either way, it's really cool. And then you can also go on top of Hunan Mountain, which is about 1,600 feet above elevation, right? Am I saying that right? Elevation?
Oops. It's in
Oops.
elevation, sea level, above sea
Elevation.
level.
Elevation. Yeah, yeah.
Elevation. Yeah.
Elevation.
And that's where
So
you see all the bears.
either way, but so this is the Bliss. I just want to point something out. So this is the observation lounge, which I'll show you in a second. It literally wraps around the entire front of the ship here. It's 2 stories, floor to ceiling windows, and it's complimentary, so no worries. But I just at least want to give you an idea of a typical Alaska cruise itinerary. So you'll start in Seattle. I mean, there's other ports of call or ports of departure, but you got Juneau, Skagway, Glacier Bay, Ketchikan, Victoria, and Seattle. And I'm going to just do a quick highlights of these. This is actually what the observation lounge looks like. That's the front of the ship. So again, 2-story floor to ceiling windows. There's a little bar over there during the day. So if you ever find me on a ship and it has this, I'm here, because it's got everything that I need. I got the view, I got outlets for my laptop, so I can do my emails and everything. If I want a snack, great. If I want, Coke well, actually, we are a Coke branded, or we have partnered with Coca-Cola, so we have Coke products on board. So if you want something like that, or maybe it's after hours and you want to drink, that's cool too. So we
Or
have all those.
during hours because it's a
Or during,
vacation.
don't tell my boss. So anyway, so it's 180-degree views, and it's really, you just, whether you're in hot or cool weather, just the views alone. I remember the first time I went to Tortola, and if you've never been to Tortola before, which is in the Eastern Caribbean, it's just an archipelago of different islands, and like literally, you're sailing out of Tortola for a good hour and a half, 2 hours, and you just see this chain of islands. It's really cool. So it doesn't matter where you are, but Alaska for sure. And
Mhm.
you get to stay warm, so that's important. So I just wanted to point that out. But let's talk about these ports real quick. So we got Juneau. If you didn't know, it's Alaska's capital. But the downtown area will really allow you to immerse yourself in the local culture, arts, and just the different flavors, which I'll show you a picture in just a second. But this port links you to Mendenhall Glacier. So if
Mhm.
you want to take a helicopter ride, maybe to Mendenhall Glacier, and maybe drink the water from the glacier because it's actually fresh water, that's pretty cool. Or you can ride to Tracy Arm Ford or Glacier National Bay or Glacier Bay, yeah, Glacier Bay National Park. Excuse me.
Mhm.
But yeah, I gotta show you some pictures, because this is just really cool. So these are personal pictures of mine. So on the left, you'll see a black bear catching salmon literally right out of the water. And when I tell you that a bear is standing by a rushing river, you can't really see the river per
I
se.
don't think it changed on our side. Okay, there it is.
Okay,
There it is. There's the
there
bear.
it is. There's the little cutie bear. Uh, but when I tell you that a bear standing by a rushing river, like it owns the place because it kind of does, just casually snatching salmon out of midair like it's grabbing snacks out of a conveyor belt is the truth. I mean, pure focus, zero chill from the fish, and the bear's like, thanks for the delivery. That was cool. Um, but I would say it's nature's version of fast food. Fur and claws. And all that we're missing is just a side of king crabs and some melted butter, which you will see over there on the right hand side. Look how big those king crab legs are. I mean, I was born and raised in Maryland. I actually have a crab tattoo on my back. Like, crabs are my life, but like, if you have fresh king crab legs, my recommendation, this is not a sponsor of the episode, but um, go to Tracy's Crab Shack store.
Mhm.
It's worth your while. So good, so good. Now, this one is going to be impressive. All right. Again, this is a personal picture of mine. So I went whale watching, and we had such a great day out there. We saw multiple whales, and we saw them breaching the water. I mean, like, basically, the best way to describe it, it's like a city bus doing a cannonball into the ocean, but with way more elegance and less exhaust. Like, this is the best way to go about it. And for you to see it up close, like, it's absolutely amazing. And I just want to point out one thing: we do have what's called our Fire and Ice cruise. So it does a little bit of Alaska and Hawaii. So I don't know how to pack for that, because you got hot clothes and warm clothes. But either way, we do have that available. Um, So, but either you're doing Hawaii or Alaska, they migrate between the seasons. So, um, I mean, at the end of the day, this is just, and going back from that whale watching tour, what's the most incredible thing about Alaska is I put my phone down when we were taking the boat back to the port, and not on the ship. I'm talking about the boat that took us out to go whale watching. I literally just like opened my eyes and I couldn't describe what an incredible experience it was. Like all my pictures, I'm like, I looked at it afterwards. I'm like, it doesn't do it justice. So,
Do
um,
you
that,
remember what months you went to Alaska?
uh, August. Yeah, it was August. It was August of last year, and it was kind of early August. It was like the 6th or 7th, so like the first into the second week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really into fishing, so I really wanted to do salmon fishing, which I had the opportunity to do. I didn't put a picture up. Didn't catch a lot of salmon, but and also if you are a fisherman, definitely get your king salmon license. That's
Oh.
all I'm gonna say. And then they'll freeze it, they'll ship it back to your house. I actually got a freezer before I went on this trip because I knew I was going on this fishing trip. So that's
That's
just my
awesome.
perspective. So and it was on sale at Costco, so why not? But so just wanted to show a little experience into that. Um, so okay, let's talk about glaciers. All right. So no Alaska voyage would be complete without a glacier experience. I mean, most people know what glaciers look like, but do you know what they actually are formed? And like I said, it's actually fresh water. It's formed on land when the snow gets compressed into large, thickened masses of ice over many centuries. And these colossal pieces of ice are slowly moving downward thanks to the pull of gravity, right? And glacial ice has this unique crystallized structure that absorbs and reflects light. So you can see, like right here and here and here, that it has this notorious ice blue color, which is really cool. And one of the, I didn't have the opportunity to see this, but if you see one of these where the ice breaks,
Mm-hmm.
it tends to pop on rainy and overcast days, but also it sounds like thunder when it actually happens. So that's what's really cool. But a little background on Glacier Bay National Park. So it covers 3.3 million acres of rugged mountains, as you see there, the glaciers, of course, a temperate rainforest, wild coastlines, deep shelter fjords. And I can't believe a ship can actually go through this stuff. It's kind of crazy. And the way that they do it. But what's really, really cool is that we actually bring park rangers on from Glacier Bay National Park. And throughout the entire voyage, they are narrating everything that they see. So even if you're in the lounge and you're not even outside, they'll be like, "Hey, on the port side or starboard side, there's a mountain goat," or things like that. Um, or it's just really really cool. But when you're going through Glacier Bay, I keep saying Glacier National, but Glacier Bay, look out for Marjorie Glacier, Reed, Carroll, Johns Hopkins. Those are the ones that you want to see. Um, and if you're ever doing Alaska, or I would just say any cruise in general, definitely make sure that you get a balcony stateroom. Why? Well, you'll get the most out of the cruise by beginning every day with a cup of coffee as you enjoy your new destination, your perfect ocean views from your very own outdoor space where no one's bothering you, right? And also, if you're worried about the size of your stateroom, you'll quickly notice that the large floor to ceiling windows will make your room look bigger and brighter, right? And
Oh yeah.
speak exactly, right? So, and then speaking of space, the outdoor balcony is the extension of your stateroom's living area, which means You get the extra space at a great value. And to be honest with you, I did not have a balcony on this experience. It was a work trip, so you know, I did
Yeah.
have an ocean view, which maybe I'll speak about, but I had to go to the top decks or just public areas on top, and guess what? Everyone else is up there. You're fighting for elbow room. You're trying to take a picture when you can just be on your balcony. You get some quiet, you get some privacy, and you don't have to worry about it. So that's just my 2 cents. But even my ocean view experience, I hate to say this, but the room can steam up if you take a shower and the window gets fogged, so you can't see anything out there. So, um, you know, that's why I recommend a balcony. My 2 cents. And
I
those
am a
are,
balcony girly, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, and these are some of my personal pictures again. So we got, I think that was Johns Hopkins, if I'm not mistaken, Glacier, and just like the pictures don't do it justice when you're actually there, and it's amazing. So, um, uh, there was some more I had for it. Was just such an incredible experience. I have so much to say on it. So,
You could probably
like
speak for like 2 hours in Alaska.
I probably can, yeah. So let's put it this way: we got a park ranger on board. Binoculars are very handy, especially seeing like wildlife. And you can actually get a passport stamped in Glacier Bay. Oh,
I love it.
by the way, we give out hot chocolate. Um, so moving on to Skagway, this is one of our most popular stops for so many reasons, mostly for the Gold Rush National Historic Park. You can also opt for the sled dog excursion, which is, I mean, who doesn't want to play with puppies? So you can actually sit in a sled with 16 Alaska Huskies, and it's amazing. But this is why people go here: is the White Pass Scenic Railway. It's a must-do excursion. Me personally, I didn't have the opportunity to do so because it was so foggy the day that I went.
Oh,
It eventually opened up, but by the time it wasn't worth it to me. It's about 3 hours round trip, and you're on vintage rail cars. But if you have the opportunity and the weather's nice, definitely 100% get a chance to do that. And then Ketchikan. This is where again I did my salmon tour. So
hmm.
it was Knutson Cove Harbor, and again you can catch king, silver, pink, sockeye, chum, salmon. So you have a couple of options, but again, make sure you get your stamp there. Um, and what else? Oh, one of our most popular tours is the Bering Sea Crab Fisherman's Tour. So if you've ever seen like Deadliest Catch, you will actually be on one of the boat that was featured in that show. So that's pretty cool. And then we're wrapping up. We talked all about Alaska. Sorry I spent so much time, but it was for the first time actually going there and seeing it. Like it really resonated with me. But this is really important. Is some of our promotions, and we have some really great ones for you. I always mention this in every thing that I do, but if you are a military member, whether it be active reserve, retired, or U.S. National Guard members. Um, you know, all you have to do is go to ncl.com/military. You do id.me, and then you can get a discount. It's available for literally every single promotion that we have. I always like to mention it. My dad was military. Unfortunately, he passed this past November. So it really means a lot to me because he literally did his whole life with it, and yeah, it's all there. So just want to mention that. But
We have like about 5 more minutes. Of course, I can answer any questions after this with a phone call or anything. But what questions do y'all have for Kris and I about Norwegian?
don't be shy. I have like I work for the company.
You're repping.
So any questions that you have, yeah, feel free.
You can pop it in the chat or come off of mute. Can I go next week? You can.
You can,
Holler.
yeah. We have a lot of last
Why,
minute deals too. So
why do you bring water? So sometimes when you don't have like a drink package or anything and you want bottled water, you just bring your own water. Kris, with Norwegian's drink packages, is bottled water included?
it is not. So that's why I
And
said
that's
it's like
why.
gold. Now you can do a water package. We have, you can do 12 or 24, and you can get as much as you want. But that's out of pocket. That's why I'm giving out water because it's a hot commodity.
It is
Um,
a hot.
but yeah, that's a good
And
question. Yeah, it's not included. And actually, with us, we don't allow to bring water, so that's even more of a reason why you
mm,
should look now. So, and I see Melissa, what are the chances of our itineraries being changed out? I mean, it's a tough question to answer. We try not to change our itineraries, but I mean, due to it could be weather related, it could be to local ports and
mm,
different things like that. So we try not to change them, but if we have to, we can. That's actually one of the benefits of cruising. Is say for example, there's a hurricane and you have an all-inclusive in Jamaica, and Jamaica happens to be hit by the hurricane, guess what? You don't have a vacation. At least with a cruise ship, we can move around and go to different ports. We try to amend the sailings if we have to, but again, it's we don't take it lightly to change itineraries. Let's just put it that way. We try to keep what we have going on, but if there is one, I mean, it can happen. So it. Let's just put it this way: it can happen. And then you also said, is more C still available? Yeah, More C is a really great program. What I love about More C is that, say for example, I want a Grey Goose martini, right? That's a top shelf liquor. And some other cruise lines, you might even have the drink package, but you still got to pay $8 out of pocket to get that Grey Goose martini. With us, Grey Goose is included, Woodford Reserve is included, Casamigos is included. All those top end liquors are all part of this package. We don't have like a limit anymore. It used to be $15 with our free at sea, and then anything over you would pay for. With us, just get it. And that's what I love about it. I started at the beginning, like when I go on vacation, I don't want to think about it. I don't have to think about that with us. So what's the typical additional fee on drink package? Well, I just said it. There isn't. The only thing that we have, and this is if you have a really luxury taste to your mouth, if you want to indulge, we have what's called our connoisseur collection. So that's like your Johnny Walker Blues and like high end liquors. What we'll do is $15 off of that purchase. But again, all your normal high end or day to day, week to week, whatever you do, that's all included. Does everyone in the room have to purchase them for drink packages? So if it's from guests 1 through 8, and as long as they're over the age of 21, everyone's going to get the drink package. Guests 1 and 2, if they're over 21, drink package. If one guest is a minor, they will get the soda package. However, if they are a minor and they're between eight guests 3 to 8, there is no substitution for a drink package, so you would have to pay out of pocket for that. So
mm.
if you have a room full of adults, no problem. But if you do have third and fourth guests being kids, we do have packages for them, but it's going to be out of cost. Melissa loves More at Sea, which I love. Kris and Mallory, have you all done the Hawaii itinerary? I might miss it from the beginning. Me personally, I haven't done Private America doing the Hawaii itinerary. I've been to Hawaii. Actually, my first flight ever was to Hawaii, all the way from Maryland. It was for a band trip, and we spent a week in Honolulu, which was great. But just a brief overview, if I have time, Mallory. Yeah,
As
good.
long as you're here, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Um, so Hawaii, it's 7 nights round trip Honolulu. Uh, you get 5 different ports, but you get to visit the 4 islands. So you got Oahu, Maui, Hilo, Kona, Kauai. You actually have 2 overnights, and one in Maui and one in Kauai. And it's round trip every single Saturday on Private America. Again, that's our U.S. American flagship, so there is no casino on board. This is Hawaii is all about the destination. That's why I'm really going to stress. It's not about the ship. Now, will we have um, coffee from Kona on board? Sure. Will we have local performers like doing luau's and things like that? Sure. But when you go to Hawaii, you want to see Hawaii, and Hawaii is one of those places where, I mean, you're 7 days doesn't do it justice, but what's great about it is that you get to see all these different islands instead of renting a car, dropping off the car, getting in an airplane, checking into a hotel, unpacking, repacking, unpacking, repacking. This is a one-stop shop. So you get to see all of those different features of Hawaii. And also, I highly recommend, because I went to Honolulu or Oahu for 7 days, is there's so much to see there. So you can do a cruise tour prior to the cruise. It's 4 nights, 3 days. So you get to see Pearl Harbor, you get to see the Dole Plantation, the Polynesian Cultural Center. You get to tour the north and south beaches of Oahu. You actually stay at the Hyatt Regency right on Waikiki Beach, which is really cool. You get a local tour guide. It includes a transfer to the port. So there's a lot of different ways to extend your vacation, but one of the main thing is it's a long flight to Hawaii, so you're going to be
Yeah.
exhausted, and again, there's so much to see in Oahu. If you do happen to come in the day before or 2 days before, the second day of the cruise is actually one of the best because you're up early, and about 4 o'clock when in the morning, and then you get the sunrise in Hawaii. Like, that is one of the coolest experiences that you can have. So that's Hawaii in a nutshell.
Yeah. It's next on my list. That's the one. We were supposed to do one this year, but then my friend is getting married, so I had to abandon my plans to
Oh
do
gosh.
Pride of America. I was so mad. I was like, whatever, I guess you can get married. Um, but
On
it's
on
next
Private
on our list.
America to Hawaii. Just saying,
Yeah.
group wedding. But anywho, it's a really great itinerary. It's one of our most popular itineraries. I mean, it's Europe is our most favorite, then Alaska, then Caribbean, and then Hawaii. So that's why I wanted to highlight a little bit. I mean, I can literally talk about this for days, but I know I gotta get to my daughter. I don't even know where she's in good
Oh
hands.
no.
She's with my wife, so we're good there. But either
Yeah.
way, if you have the opportunity to do Hawaii, definitely do it. Alaska, we talked on and on, and if you want something in your backyard like New Orleans, that's definitely a great option as well. Great questions. I like this.
Yeah.
It's like I'm on the spot.
Yeah. I have one for you.
Oh,
Isn't isn't the Pride of America getting a dry dock soon? Dry dock?
um, I've heard.
I've heard rumors, but I don't know the truth.
Hmm. Well, I can't say the truth, but I can. Hmm.
We can find out the truth after.
I would say maybe.
A maybe dry dock? Yeah.
I mean, let's put it this way: we put all of our ships through refurbishments, so
Hmm.
eventually it will come.
I know that Hawaii itinerary is hard because it's every week and it's so beautiful and everyone loves it and there's not a bad
Absolutely.
time in Hawaii.
No, I mean, I want to go to Hawaii. Who wants to go to Hawaii?
Yeah. Let's all
No
go
one
with
raised their
Kris.
hand. Oh.
I did.
Oh,
You can't save it besides me.
But either way, no, thank you all so much for joining. Yeah, Mallory is an incredible advisor, and
Aw.
she'll take care of you. And just like I said, we got the $25 onboard credit, 12 pack of water. We got even more cruise first to give out and things like that. So definitely take advantage for sure.
Yep. I'm gonna send out a wrap-up email probably tonight after I eat some dinner. And then once Kris sends over the recording, I'm gonna send that out too to everyone who signed up with the
Yep,
announcement of the third winner. So like I said, everyone who stayed
here's best.
on, 6 minutes past, you're gonna get 5 entries for that last one because y'all are rock
Not
stars.
one, but five.
Yeah.
I
Because
love
you
it.
came and you stayed.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Yay!
All right. I
Thank
like that.
y'all so much.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Hopefully you all learned something new or excited to go to all these incredible destinations. The world is your oyster. So,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely book with Mallory.
All right. Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you
Thank you,
all.
Melissa. Thanks, y'all.
Take care.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye, Mallory.
See you
Bye.
later, girl.
Thank you.
Bye.